B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh v'Nasliach. Halacha portion of Chok LeYisrael LeYom Sheni. Parasha Kitisa. Nashim v'Avodim u'Chetanim Peturim G'riyat Shema. Ladies, servants, and minors are exempt from the mitzvah of Shema Israel. As we know, we have mitzvah of Shema Israel twice a day. Right? U'shokvecha u'vgomecha. When you go to sleep and when you get up. So this is a mitzvah shazman grama. It's a mitzvah that is limited with time, and whenever there is mitzvah that are limited with time, the ladies are exempt, because the one of the reasons is that they are occupied with many other mitzvot. They need to take care of the husband, right, the children, and they cannot be limited by those mitzvot, right? And so too, avodim, the servants, are obligated to serve their master, so they cannot be limited with these mitzvot. Now, chetanim, the minors, when we talk about chetanim, right, they are also exempt from this mitzvah. They are not obligated to do the mitzvah. They are not bar chiyuv by it, so they are patur. They are not obligated to do the mitzvah. They are not over the age 12 and 1 day and 13 and 1 day. ומלמדין את החתנים לקרותה בעונתה ומברכים לפניה ולאחריה. And one is obligated, speaking about parents, to teach the minors, right, to say Shema in his right time. So the mitzvah of teaching Shema Israel to the children is still obligation for the parents. And also they need to learn the blessings before the Shema, referring to the blessings in the morning that we say before Shema Israel in Shacharit, and the blessings in the evening before Shema Israel, the blessings before and after. Kedei lechanechan b'mitzvot, in order that they should be raised with the mitzvot, they should get a proper chinuch. Mi shehaya libo tarud v'nechpas ledavar mitzvah patur mikol hamitzvot u'megillat Shema. Now, if a person is very much occupied, right? His heart is occupied. Let's see what that means, right? Patur mikol hamitzvot mi shehaya libo tarud ve'u nechpas harehu mishom she'osek v'mitzvah patur mitzvah. When a person is involved with doing a mitzvah, right, he is exempt from the mitzvah of Shema. Right? For example, if a person is on his way to go do mitzvah of pidyon shevuin, is saving a Jew, a life from prison, right? Or he is on his mitzvah trip, right, to go and what's a good example? To go and buy arba minim, maybe, perhaps, right? Then he doesn't have to get himself occupied with other mitzvah. Patur mikol mitzvot. He is exempt from other mitzvot. He needs to be focused. We learn from here the importance of being focused. And these days we are not focused. We try to multitask the whole day, and we don't get to do one mitzvah or one thing in beshelemut, in the right way. U'megillat Shema, right? Also, he's exempt from Shema, right? Lefikach chatan shenasa betula patur megillat Shema. Therefore, chatan, right, a groom that got married with a betula. Betula is a lady that never has been married, right? He is exempt from the mitzvah of Shema ad shiavo aleha. Until when? This is referring to the night of wedding, right? Because his mind is so occupied. Am I going to do the mitzvah correctly, right? He's afraid. Maybe he cannot do it right. Maybe his mind is so much occupied. So technically, he is exempt from the mitzvah of Shema. right? However, if a person could do it, tabara beracha, right, he would get extra blessing of doing the mitzvah. Ad shavo aleha, until the first time that he does the mitzvah, he is with her, and then his mind is not occupied anymore. Lefi she'en da'ato pinuya le shama lo yimase betula. Maybe another important reason is maybe, right, she is not really a virgin, right, and his mind is so occupied. Oh my gosh, what about if she is not a virgin? I have to make sure that I check the evidence, right, that she is a virgin. Refers to dam betulim, to the blood of the virginity, that is important. And our rabbis teach us that they would put a special cloth to make sure that if that it would get the blood of betulim, that this way would be less assured that the wife was a betula virgin. Ve'im shaha al mosai Shabbat velo baal. Now, in the older days, they would get married on Wednesday. That next day should be Bedin, right? Or that they would be able to go to Bedin. If the Wednesday night, whatever, they couldn't do the mitzvah, right? Thursday night they couldn't do the mitzvah, all the way till Mosai Shabbat. Chayav liqrot Mosai Shabbat ve'elach. After Mosai Shabbat, then he needs to say Shema. He cannot say, okay, for whatever reason, maybe she became nida, right? Maybe maybe he was dancing and he fell down and something happened, so he cannot do the mitzvah, right? This is not an automatic exemption till ever. No, only till Mosai Shabbat, right? He has time to do the mitzvah. Once he didn't do it, then he needs to say the Shema on. Shahare nitqardeda ato velo gambah gam afalpi shelo baal. Now, even though that they haven't been together, but nevertheless, now his mind is not like so occupied. In a way, he gets like used to it. Okay, but he's still worried. Maybe she's not betula. Maybe she is not a virgin, but it wouldn't bother him like before. It's like he's like the thought is not new to him, right? Next halakha, aval hanose et betula, right? But if a person is married to a virgin, afal pi she'osek b'mitzvah chayav, right, lichro. Hoil ve'en lo davar shemevakesh da'ato v'chen kol ka'oseh bazeh. 1 second. So what is this case? Right. Afal pi she'adayin lo ba'aleha v'yachol lo lichro im hu osek b'mitzvah she'ena teuda oto, right, chayav lichro qiliyat Shema, right? Aval. So what is this case? Aval hanose et betula afal pi she'osek b'mitzvah chayav lichro. A person who gets married to a virgin, even though that he's occupied with the mitzvah. I made a mistake. He's not betula. Aval hanoset ha-be'ula. Be'ula means a person who is not a virgin, that had previous marriage, right? So if a person gets married to a widow, right? A widow, right, or somebody who was previously married, right, and it doesn't have the betulim, doesn't have the virginity, afalpi she'osek b'mitzvah, even though there is a mitzvah, there's a mitzvah that he needs to be with her, but nevertheless he is obligated to say Shema. Why? Because his mind is not occupied. He knows that she is not a betula, right? He knows that she is not a betula, so he would not be bothered. Oh, what about she is not a betula? Maybe she is not a virgin. No, there is no fear. they already know that she already knows and he already knows that she is not a betula. Right? Ve'en lo davar shemeshabesh da'ato. There is nothing that could, really make his mind occupied and make him worried. Right? Ve'chen kol kayoseh, or anything else that is similar to this case, right? That would make the husband to be focused, would bring the obligation to say Shema, right, to him. And that was from here we learn a lesson, big lesson, right, that how much focus we need to be when the mitzvah comes in our hands. We need to be focused. We need to be, paying attention and be all there. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen. Amen.